Hello, and thank you so much for joining me today. I'd like to give you a quick overview of Workforce Ready's scheduling module. We truly believe that great businesses are powered by great people. To create and manage a truly engaged workforce, we must make sure that we can address all of your industry needs as it relates to scheduling. This is something that is deeply personal to the employee and to your organization. Organizations want to grow and expand, but most need to run more efficiently in order to do so. That will require tools that will help to streamline processes. In addition, organizations want to recruit, develop, and retain the best possible talent. To do so requires that you promote a work-life balance in new and impactful ways. To address those items, let's take a closer look at Workforce Ready. Workforce Ready is a full suite human capital management cloud solution, delivering end-to-end employee lifecycle management for the entire workforce, who can be a mix of hourly, salary, multi-generational, geographically dispersed, multicultural, and even mobile. Its comprehensive toolset integrates HR, time and attendance, payroll, scheduling, and more for managing and nurturing an organization's most valuable asset from pre-hire to retire, giving managers single source access to real-time employee data for driving productivity, increasing employee engagement, and making more informed business decisions. I'd like to introduce you to Freddy Clark. He's a manager who's really struggling with building out schedules that meet all of the constraints and align with company-defined goals. He also has a tough time managing employees' schedule change requests and phone calls from employees asking about when they're scheduled. With Workforce Ready, Freddy can have the system automatically create best fit schedules based on defined constraints such as skills, availability, location, and more, as well as company goals such as lowering cost, reducing overtime, meeting employee preferences, and more. Employee self-service will also eliminate the need for Freddy to answer endless phone calls from employees requesting schedule changes. Let's take a look at how easy this would be to manage in Workforce Ready. The dashboard screen that we see here can be configured to show Freddy the pertinent information needed to make more informed scheduling decisions. Here we can see two graphs. The pie chart shows us the distribution of hours by employee, and the bar chart shows us the budgeted versus actual hours per employee. As you recall, Freddy was challenged by creating schedules that are meeting constraints. In Workforce Ready, it's easy to build out constraint policies and have them automatically taken into account when schedules are created. Also, once the constraints are defined, they can easily be adjusted as policy changes. It would give Freddy peace of mind knowing that the system would automatically flag him if he tries to create a schedule which violates constraint policies that are already in place. It's important to define coverage maps as well, as this allows users to define how many people are needed at any given time for any given job. Organizations can even import business transactional data to define workloads more accurately. This would really help Freddy better align with the organizational goals because the data from their business could be used to create more optimized workloads, leading to reduced overstaffing or understaffing and overtime. Let's take a look at what it would be like for Freddy to create a schedule. It takes Freddy quite a while today to build a schedule, and he finds that he's having a hard time staying on top of all the company constraints. From this screen, Freddy can either import a workload template or he can upload volume data to automate the scheduling needs based on business information. After he's done this, all he would have to do is click on the assigned shifts, and Workforce Ready does all of the heavy lifting. In the shift assignment, the scheduler optimization engine looks at the company constraints, at how overtime can be minimized, how total cost of the schedule can be kept down, and much more. All the while taking into account the needs of the employee, such as work preferences and their availability. There's a couple different views of the schedule that Freddy could run. This view is of the schedule by employee. After the scheduling engine has run, this is where Freddy could come to make any modifications or adjustments to the schedule. As you can see, the shift types are color-coded and can be dragged and dropped as needed. Freddy would also be able to add columns to the right around total schedule hours or even dollars. Once everything looks good, Freddy would be able to post the schedule for his employees to see. In addition, should Freddy get any time off requests or an employee unexpectedly calling out, he would be able to come back into this view and manage the open shifts from one place. An alternative view that would be useful to Freddy is the schedule by day screen. Freddy would be able to easily print it off and hang it on the wall. Overall, the Workforce Ready Scheduler module will allow Freddy a much easier, streamlined, and accurate way to ensure he schedules the right person with the right skills to be in the right place at the right time. I'd like to introduce you to Bob Brooks. He reports up to Freddy. Bob finds it frustrating to stay on top of his schedule because it's always changing, and the only way he can find out about the changes is to call into the office. He just wishes that he can access his schedule and be able to manage it on his own. With Workforce Ready, Bob can do exactly that and much more. Bob will be able to log in and see his schedule at any time without having to call Freddy. In addition, Bob will be able to submit a request for coverage and even swap shifts with a colleague should he need to. To do this, Bob would simply click on the shift in question and choose Shift Swap or Request Coverage. The system will go into the database of employees and do a search for all of the eligible employees that can take on the shift Bob won't be able to work. Once the search is complete, the system will display a comprehensive list of eligible coworkers who can cover Bob's shift and meet the constraints that have been defined by the organization. This makes both Bob and his manager Freddy happy, as Freddy doesn't have to worry about not staying in compliance with the organization's goals or constraints, and he doesn't have to take on any of the extra administration of swapping the shifts for Bob. It's a win-win all around. Now, if Bob happened to be on the go and he needed to swap shifts or request coverage, he could absolutely do that right on his phone using the mobile app. So there's no need to wait to get into the office or be in front of a computer to manage schedules as life happens. We believe great organizations are powered by great people. Now you're equipping those people with the tools that they need to run the business more efficiently. A simplified schedule management tool improves your organizational efficiency and better aligns your organizational goals. As we elevate visibility into how employees are working, attendance, and other avenues of the business, we're able to create and foster an environment where employees thrive, where they're truly engaged. And none of this is possible if we're not promoting a work-life balance, giving every type of employee a tool that is easy to use and easy to understand. This is all possible because this solution is purpose-built for your industry.